Welcome to the One More Thing Tech Podcast, where we geek about tech and then throw in some humor with it. I'm your host, Adam
I'm Quasi.
Quasey. I have some sad news for you. I know we
This
talked
can't
about
be.
this like a couple episodes ago, but the Smart Home Hub, aka HomePad, is not going to launch this year as expected.
Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, I thought you were gonna bring up something like depressing, like my mom died or something. But compared to that,
I
this
knew
is
that
this
before.
is not as bad.
But if I knew that before you did, that'd be really bad too,
No,
wouldn't
like
it?
that. Oh, that'd be so bad. Like somebody called you and let you know, and like break it to him easy. Don't tell him you
We're on
have
the
bad news.
podcast. Oh,
It's
that'd be
just like,
terrible.
oh no. But this is really
Oh,
unfortunate, because obviously it was expected to launch this year, and it was supposed to be like a really cool product. The what's it
still
called?
is.
Yeah, well, it still is going to be a really cool product. The smart home hub. That's like the Google. I think it's the Google Nest, where you can like it has a little
Kind of, yeah.
iPad screen. Dude, that's what I was looking forward to the most. Having a HomePod. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Well, for me too, it's not just having a HomePod speaker with an iPad. It's not even just all that together. It's the home automation part that makes it simple and easy because, yes, you can pull your phone or other devices and get things done a little fast, but having this feature where you can just like FaceTime grandma with a speaker, you can be in the kitchen cooking and all this other stuff, right? I like that a lot as a concept. Now, it's weird that it would have the A18 chip, right? But then also have Apple Intelligence. I thought you had to have a higher chipset for the Apple Intelligence.
No. So what it is I think the lowest chip you can have is the one in the iPhone 15 Pro, which I think is the A17 Pro chip. Hold on.
Oh,
15 Pro
I guess
chip.
I got my
Yeah, because
chipsets wrong.
the A17 Pro is the lowest chip you can have to have Apple Intelligence, and then all the A18 chips got it, which is why the iPhone 16s can use it. And they also gave the A18 chip to or I think they gave the A17 Pro chip to the iPad Mini. So obviously, with the architecture that it has, this thing was going to be able to run Apple Intelligence regardless. You know what I mean?
If it was out.
If it was
Sorry.
out.
I keep dissing Apple for that. But you know what? As much as I have, what I appreciate that they did for this dub dub is not announce too many things that's going to make it too complicated where they can't push it out this September. So for that, they are trying to do better. That's the best part about it.
Okay.
But for those who do not remember the HomePad, let's just kind of break it down really quick. It's a 7-inch display, thick bezel, camera on top, rechargeable battery, new Apple OS called Home OS, and it's heavily focused on apps like FaceTime and then just home automation. It has Apple apps built into it, of course. Standby inspired dashboard. So if you pull your iPhone sideways, you have that like interface for standby, which lets you see like weather, notifications for certain things, time, alarms, all that. That's what it kind of does. And it's a centralized hub for your Apple HomeKit. So if you know what that is, essentially you can control smart home um, devices like, let's say, Philips Hue lights, your cameras, your temperature for your Nest, and stuff like that. So to have one device do all that, it's kind of nice. I think it's kind of overdue. So I'm glad to see that they're taking a step back actually with this because I don't want this to come out and be bad. I want it to be nice. But it sounds like the device is ready. It's just the Siri integration right now that sucks because, well, Siri's not the best. They need to focus on Siri too. They just didn't talk about that at all in Dub Dub that much at all, and that's sad. What are your thoughts, Quasey, though?
Okay. I will say, um, I have to give Apple Intelligence a little bit more credit than I was before, because beforehand I was only using Apple Intelligence on my MacBook because my iPhone 15, which was the phone that released the year that they announced Apple Intelligence, didn't come with Apple
Yes.
Intelligence. Does that
That's kind of
upset me a little
bogus.
bit? A little bit, yeah. But what I really like is how they integrated ChatGPT to visual intelligence. Because now, dude, you understand. Last night, I was abusing this feature. I can't say what for, because the people who I don't want to disclose this information. Actually, I can't say what for, but
Give us a
it was
hint.
saving me. I had to complete some sort of assignment, and it was helping me out a lot. Let's just put it like that.
Okay,
And
that's nice.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, for now I can't use that, but I will when I get my new phone this year.
You can't
I want to
use
use that.
you can't use visual intelligence.
Is it not for the 16 Pros?
No, I think it's a feature that you have. Intelligence.
Really thought you had to use like, the side button camera thing to use it.
No, you just have to. You can like put it on the action button or the little button on the lock screen, or just tell Siri to. Uh, hold on, I'm like reading it here. Yeah, it's in iOS 18.4 on iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. Adam, I think you're missing out on feet.
Probably use that sometime because I really
Yeah,
thought that you just could. I don't know. I keep saying I listen, dubbed up carefully, but there's also a lot of information that you have to keep intact, and it's
this
kind
was
of
like
hard when they
from
do that.
last year though. Like you've
I
had
know.
this feature for quite
Yeah.
some time.
I think I was just so upset and get my 16 Pro Max. So maybe it's
So you
just
just decided you're
yeah,
not going to use any of the good features.
I don't
Hey,
know,
to
but
each their own.
let's see. We'll see. So one thing that is interesting to me is I completed and I get my second story pulled up like I thought I did.
Don't
This
worry,
to
I'll
me
take
was a
it.
good. Go ahead.
All right.
Actually, I want you to. Actually, this is
So
too good for you.
what we're hearing is that Apple is set to land the F1 streaming rights in the US in a deal that's worth over $150 million. Now, why is this so impactful? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you've been doing with your lives, but if you haven't seen the movie F1, you're like lacking, dude. Like I don't know what to tell you. Your life isn't what? Adam, you're letting me down right now. Adam, you're
No, I
letting.
tried to.
Oh no, Adam.
We had a very packed weekend, and
This is horrible, Adam. You're missing out.
yeah, I know I'm missing out. I'm trying to watch as soon as I can. I'm trying.
Okay, well, without spoilers, F1 was a great movie, and it kind of showed how in tune Apple was with, the racing game. Let's put it like that. And so with this deal, it looks like on Apple TV, you're not only going to have F1 the movie, but you're going to be able to watch F1 as in like the actual races, which I think is pretty cool. Adam, what are your thoughts?
I am excited because it seems like that somebody at Apple, perhaps Tim Cook, is a big fan of F1, and it sounds like this is kind of a whole flow where they have a movie coming out about F1, and they're going to have a little deal with F1 to stream it, and it works out for everybody because I think it's going to be a surge if you were watching it now because before I'm not sure the fan base. I don't know the watchability of it right now. I don't know that, but I have to imagine that because of this movie, it's going to be vastly more popular. And Apple's in this deal is just fantastic because they have sports now, but not to the standard, right? So I'm excited to see how this kind of plays out. And it's one more reason to get Apple TV Plus because it's fantastic. It's a great service. They have it. They're doing incredible on that field. When they launched it to begin with, it wasn't as good. They had some like two or three different shows that are great, but now they're doing like AAA title movies and everything else. It's exciting to see that this little venture they're taking is working for them well, and I'm excited to see that. So,
Hey,
um,
just a
kudos
little
to
bit off
Apple.
topic though. Did you know that there's an F1 video game? Like I
Yeah,
think I think it's from EA.
that's the
And
problem.
dude,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Well,
Dude,
EA's
it actually
to
looks
be honest.
beautiful though. Like
The,
I
the
and go ahead.
The games for EA are not bad. The issue with EA games is
Microtransactions?
microtransactions
Yep.
and like for sports games, they don't change that often from year to year. It's more of like, let's say it's a racing game or some type of sports game. They just change the new people of that year, and it doesn't change the graphics or what the game offers for usability, right? That's the issue with it. So I don't know. I remember when it was back in the day, EA Sports in the game.
It still is.
Those days
It's
were
still the
great.
logo.
I,
I
I
got the
know,
logo,
but
but
I just wish that they would just do more. But then again, what can you do more with a sports game besides what they're doing now? That's the question to ask yourselves. I don't know, but I think they need to calm down. Like, there shouldn't be a season pass for a football game. Come on.
What
It's
football game are you
unnecessary.
referring to?
Well, isn't there like, I don't know, the man games and all this other stuff? I'm sure there's
I don't
season
know if
passes for that.
there's a season pass. But then again, when I play Madden or I play college football, I'm literally just playing online with friends, and you don't need any extra money to do that. But I'm sure if you're like trying to play like their dynasty
What's this?
mode,
It's the skins and all that stuff too, right? That you have in
there aren't really skins in the football game.
jerseys or something.
I don't know.
I haven't
I
played
think
in a
that
long
all
time.
comes pre-included. I think I don't think there's as many microtransactions in their sports games as some of their other games.
2K. 2K is a great example of that, though, right?
Yeah, but 2K is from 2K Studios, and I've also just pre-ordered 2K26. So
Okay. Speaking of just 2K, I guess this is in a short line. Did you get anything from the Steam summer sale?
I low forgot it was going on.
Oh, you just gotta ask next time. I'll let you know because I'm very heavily into that. I bought only two games. I bought 2K 2020, which you're like, I know the new one came out, and that's fine for me because I really haven't played that too often. Last time I played it was crazy. 98 2K. Last time I played it.
I don't even think
So
it
I
was
had
called
to
2K
imagine.
back then. Good
Well,
lord.
maybe I don't know, but I mean, there's like something from a basketball game that was that long ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I just haven't bought it since. So for me, if it's a year delay, it's okay. I'll have
Well,
fun with it still.
it's still the most current 2K. 2K25 is still the most current one out.
So far, yeah. But
That's why I like them
I
both.
bought that and then Stardew Valley for my wife. If you've never played Stardew Valley, anybody, put that on your list to get. Even if it's full
No,
retail at
definitely.
15 bucks. Oh my gosh, talking about a cozy, soothing, relaxing game that you can put 50 hours plus easily into. It's so good. I'm playing it right now, and I'm actually kind of hooked, like probably too much at it right now. It's fantastic.
It's a great
So
game.
that was just slightly off topic from the F1 streaming rights, but guess what? I don't really care. It's fun to do that sometimes. I enjoy it. But
No, it's still
anyway,
like on topic because we're talking about sports all of a sudden. But speaking of sports, you know what I wear when I'm like working out?
what's that?
I don't know if you can see it, but my little Apple Watch here. This thing, this little Apple Watch.
Yes.
Now, what does that have to do with anything? Well, Adam, we've just wow, I just butchered that. We've just received some Apple Watch leaks. Do you want to hit them or do you want me to do it?
I can start some of them, and then you can do some too.
Okay,
How about that?
good.
So right now, we just have some links to the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Now, here's a little fun fact, and I really wish I want to try to get these pictures for us. We have an insight from Apple that shows us two of the prototype bands for the Apple Watch coming out soon. So I will get those, and we're going to put those in the video that Quasi will edit
Bands that
because,
our in-person correspondent has shown us.
yes,
Or okay, okay.
it is one
Yes,
of
we
the
have an
engineers
in-person
for.
correspondent.
It's one of the engineers
Hold on,
that work on it.
we can't give away too much. You know how Apple
There
is.
there is there is so many engineers working the Apple Watch. It's not going to affect anything. And you know what? It's just the bands. We don't have any information about the watch now. We know that he says that it is worth every penny from the Apple Watch Ultra series that they've ever done. Is what he said. So we'll see. Now, maybe that's just because he works at Apple. But in any case,
Right.
the Apple Watch Ultra, in my opinion, is the one of the best watches you can ever buy. You get a better battery, not during the beta though. I'll tell you that right now. I'm on the beta,
Not
and
during the
yes,
beta.
my watch got to like 14% when I got home. Very bad, not good.
Ooh,
But in any
ooh.
case, other than that though, I mean, I might get to bed. And it's at like 60%. So I love that a lot about the Apple Watch Ultra. In any case, one thing that is coming to the Apple Watch Ultra that we've been seeing for years for leaks is high blood pressure sensing. So it will detect if you have high blood pressure for the most part, right? And let you know because one thing about heart health that's very important to know is if you have that, And most people have no clue they have it. That's the problem, Quasi.
Was
And
that
you don't
not
want
the
that to
feature
be.
that got released last year that they had to get rid of?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they have that in the Series 2 now, just turned off. So I hope, now Quasi, this is going to make me a little bit mad they don't do this. The Series 2 Apple Watch Ultra, they should just turn it on when it comes out.
They should.
I don't think they're going to, though. They're going to say, oh, it's, somehow that one is in the courts still. This one's okay over here. So, in any case, Mark Gurman, as we all know from Bloomberg, has said that it's coming and being turned on, it's going to work. So, that's exciting to me because it's a great feature for health that would help you if you have that problem and you didn't know about it. So, wait, so you got to tell me about the next one because it's exciting too. And I got branched
Okay.
off from that.
So you know how you have like cellular on your, oh wait, I think I chose the wrong one.
That one right there.
Okay. So you know how your iPhone 14 and higher can do the little satellite messaging thing when you get stuck in the middle of nowhere?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Apple is now bringing that to your watch, which honestly amazing. Not for
Finally.
me because I stay inside all day, but for you guys who be out like hiking and stuff, this is awesome. If your
Got a
phone
story to
dies,
tell.
like, go ahead.
When I was on vacation, we went hiking. And until then, I'd never really did it before. And my dad scared us a little bit, saying there could be bears, which I'm like, yeah, it could be. Um, they're not like hostile towards humans typically, right? Unless you make them mad or they're really hungry. So it's not like a polar bear that when they see you, you're dead until unless you get in a helicopter and fly away, basically. In any case, one thing I used in my Apple Watch because I had zero service. We were in the middle of like some forest that there wasn't much at all to do besides hike, and I used TrackBack. And let
What
me
that
tell you,
is.
even though with TrackBack, um, I need to hear exactly because there's like a road main like where you drive on that you just go back to the road and go down. That's where our car is. But if you get lost during that little hike, because the one we were trying to do was 2.5 mile hike, one way. Unfortunately, we could not go to that trail because it was completely packed and there was no parking for another 4 or 5 miles on the road. And it's like a direct incline, so you just couldn't do it. So in any case, I want to use this feature without having service, and it worked fantastic. And I'll say it was actually really fun. If you go into the hiking trails where it's like pre-set up, there's like paths to walk on. You're not gonna like twist your ankle or fall down like right on a hill. It's actually not so bad at all. And it's kind of set up where with bears and everything else, they don't even want to go there at all because they don't be bothered at all.
Mm,
So the chances you getting injured is like very slim. And usually there's like places to go to the bathroom, there's running water some spots. So it was really nice to see that and to make it a good experience. I want to do it again, actually. Maybe not, where you're just going up some random trail, you get lost. Like, I don't want to do that stuff, but it was actually kind of fun. So for this, it's a great feature. Now, I'm curious to see if this will only be in with Ultra 3. Probably.
probably, yeah. Because,
That's the sad part about this.
I think what it is there's like a special, I don't know, I think it's called, I think there's like a special modem inside that
Yeah.
allows it to interact with the satellites. And I don't think
Yeah, it's
that,
probably that. Question
that
though.
this will have that.
If you had the series 1 Ultra Watch or 2, was what they're doing to this series worth purchasing for you?
If I had it, like me,
Oh yeah. Take
oh no.
away what you currently think about the Apple Watch Ultra. If
Maybe
you
if I
had the
had the
series 1 or
Ultra
2.
One, I could see like, and I was like a really big hiker. I could see some of these upgrades being worth it, like the high blood pressure detection and the satellite messaging.
Well,
But
also 5G. Let's not forget
we did
that.
not mention that yet. Yeah, it has 5G for the first time, which came out back when 2020. Come on, Apple, it's about time.
Okay. But here's the thing about 5G. Do you actually like it?
Do I like it? Do you like LTE?
Better than 5G? Yeah.
Do you actually?
Yes.
Dude, I love 5G.
Explain
Um,
why, please.
yeah, here's the reason. I got you. Um, Now, granted, it works better when you're next to thinner walls, but the speeds on it, dude, like I can download so much and it's in such a tiny period of time. You know what I mean? With LTE, it might take me 4 minutes. With 5G, it's going to take me 15 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, there is a noticeable difference in speed. And every time I like see it drop from 5G to LTE, I feel something in me die. Like, it's really
So
depressing.
I'll clarify. I like 4G LTE over 5G. Here's why I say that. I do not understand this for a second, but this happens to me, and like I've asked several people, and it's the same case for them. Although, when you do a speed test, 5G speeds in the right conditions are really a lot faster, right? I mean, I
Right.
just watched a speed test just last week where it was 1.6 gigabits down on 5G ultra wideband. Fantastic speeds, right? Why is it when I use the 5G to either watch a video, to go online, look up anything online, that it takes forever to load? Why? If I'm watching a YouTube video on 5G ultra wideband, why is it buffering? Why can't I download an app update that's 45 megabytes and it takes, 3 minutes to do it? Why does it take long to do this and this and this and this and this? 985 Mac, which is very well optimized and has a great CDN. It takes a while on 5G ultra wideband. Why is the speed shown that you get not reflect when you actually use it? Is it throttled? I mean, I'm outside. I was next to a tower, probably less than a mile away from the tower. Full bars of 5G ultra wideband. Why does it go slow? Even though the speed is not slow. I don't get that for a second. Not
Yeah, to
just
be
my
honest,
phone.
I'm not experiencing the same.
I've asked 12 people have confirmed this that have it, and it's the same thing for them. I don't understand it. So I think it's potentially great in a lot of ways, but why does it have to do that where it doesn't make sense to me at all? Like, I downloaded an episode of a show, right? And when I did that, it's 4 gigs. 26 minutes later, it downloaded a 5G ultra wideband. On Wi Fi, guess what? Wi Fi that's 300 down, 2 minutes.
I mean, but isn't your Wi-Fi supposed to be fast?
My 5G ultra wideband was 800 down. My Wi-Fi was 300 down. Why is it faster on Wi-Fi?
Because you were you moving around or did you keep it stationary?
I was sitting down on a park bench.
Did you oh, you were outside? Yeah, I have no answer.
That's why I want someone in the comments that can understand this and break it down for me, explain why, because I don't get it. I know with internet and Wi-Fi and even LTE and 5G that you're in zones. I get that there's towers in certain spots. I understand that. I understand that channels matter a lot too. I get all that stuff. If I am full bars, right, on a tower that gives me the speed of 800 down, it should not reflect dial-up speed when I do something with it.
Dial up
I
is
don't know.
crazy
26 minutes for a 4 gig download is unacceptable in any situation. 26
nowadays.
minutes. Why? Why is it doing that? I don't get that. And the same thing is 2 minutes on Wi Fi at 300 down. It's got to be congestion of the tower. There's got to be some reasons for it. I don't know what it is, or they're just buffering me, but they're not because the speed's not that. Can you have a fast speed, but you're still buffered somehow? I don't understand. That's what I want to know, and I will find out. If it's Verizon doing that to me, I'm gonna be mad at them.
We'll find out.
I don't want to have to pull Liam Neeson out to go find them, but might have to. I don't know. Any case, um, that's about all the features that we're gonna have, right? It
Yeah,
looks like 5G.
for this new Apple Watch or not? Yeah, it's an Apple Watch. I don't know why I started switching up there. It's definitely an Apple Watch we're talking about right now, right? Let me.
Yes, it
It
is.
looks like
The,
an
the
Apple
Ultra 3,
Watch.
actually.
Yeah, no. I was ready to change topics to the next thing, and I like started stuttering. This is bad. Go
It's
ahead.
okay.
I'm cutting you off.
If I had the Ultra 1 or not the Ultra, great upgrade, worth every penny. If I had Ultra 2, which I have now, the only thing compelling to me, there's two things compelling. The 5G speeds, right? Actually, I guess all of them. Let's just say all of them, actually, because they're fantastic. Satellite features on the watch is nice because now I can have my phone, have power banks, and everything, so I wasn't going to have a problem, right? But having that
Right.
5G speeds for saying something if I needed to is nice. And the high blood pressure. I think I'm good right now anyway, but it's nice to know if you have a problem with that, right? So
See,
our
and
health
what
is
if you
very.
don't? What if you do have a problem with that and you don't know because your Apple Watch didn't tell you? That's an
I
issue right
know
there.
that's a problem. Like for instance, we hear people all the time that they have AFib and they didn't even know they had it, and their Apple Watch tells them they had it. And I'll tell you about AFib. I don't have it anymore, thank God. But I'll say this much: 80% of people that have AFib have no clue they have it. They can't feel it or anything.
Great.
And AFib is like, you can get blood clots and all this other stuff with it. And thank God I had a procedure and it's gone. I'm very happy about that. It's not fun having that. So those who drink like lots of energy drinks, just beware because my cardiologist told me that there's an influx in aphid because the new chemicals they put in there and the new formulas for
Oh
like
boy.
monsters and all that. So just be very careful with that. I know you're trying to get energy fast, but protein, as we all know, gives you more energy than anything that you'll get from that, and naturally.
This
So
is
just
true.
be aware of that. Don't drink as much of that as you can because I'm telling you, one kid that was 17 years old drank one monster, the green one, and got AFib.
That's
So I'm not
crazy.
saying that it definitely causes it. I'm just saying that with your biochemistry and stuff, it could happen, and you don't want that because for some people, they don't get rid of it. It's for the rest of their life. You can live with it. It's not life threatening too much, but just know there's blood clots involved if you don't manage it correctly. It's kind of off topic. Sorry. Just warning guys because I don't want to see anybody get that. It's terrible to have. It's not fun. It just makes your life not as fun. Trust me. Okay. Sorry. But anyway, I'm curious to see what you guys think about the Ultra 3. Quasi, with this and what you see, would you ever get the Ultra 3?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it at all. It's just like I've never felt like I needed a bigger screen on my wrist. Is my only thing. That's the only thing stopping me from getting the Ultra. Cause like
Well, just know that the Series 10 is a larger screen than the Ultra.
I know I'm actually that isn't that crazy?
So if you're going to get the 10, Series 10, or the Ultra, which one would you buy?
But there's two versions of the Series 10 and one is smaller. So
Okay. I
I
wouldn't
would
get the
get
smaller
the
one.
smaller one. I don't know what it is with me and liking small tech over bigger tech. I don't
I think if
like
you got the Ultra, you would really like it. Trust me, you will never go back. If you have the Ultra watch, never go back. I'm telling you right now. It's
see
not something you
you
could
said
do.
the same thing about this iPhone Pro Max. And Adam, I'm already ready to go back, man. Like
You are not yet at the state of buying a new phone. You say that, but you're gonna miss the screen size. You're gonna miss what you can
I
do with
promise you
it.
I'm not.
I just can't believe that.
Dude,
Now
the
we're not
issue
talking about a drastic screen size with the Ultra. It
yes
has
we are. Oh, for the Ultra. Oh, I thought we were talking
not
about my
compared to the
iPhone.
No, no, not compared to the Apple Watch Series 10. It's actually smaller, which is funny. But they give you so like the just a battery life, Quasi. I mean, going to bed it's at 60%. That's nice. What's yours at when you go to bed?
By then it's already on the charger. Like I'm going to sleep. I don't like having it on my. I don't know. I think maybe I put it too tight on my wrist when I sleep, but I just can't sleep
I don't wear
without
it to sleep, and only because of one thing. I must toss and turn enough to this is a problem for me, I guess. I have twice called 911 because my I pushed let's do it quick.
it. It's not great, Adam.
That. I'll stop it before it actually calls the cops. But I've done that, and it's
Wait,
actually called
how does that
911.
work?
You hold your non-digital crown button,
Not okay.
and it will say, it contacts
Oh,
emergency.
it goes
Yeah,
5, 4. Oh, it
that.
like screams at you.
So, like, if I have my wrist in such a way when I'm pushing that somehow, or if,
How are
if
you
my
pushing that?
questions I can't answer, I'll tell you this much though: I've called 911 by accident twice doing that while I'm sleeping. and I heard like hello, hello, and you know what's crazy to hear is hearing that voice when you're trying to sleep, and it's not in your
That's
head.
terrifying.
It's a little, it's a little crazy. So I had to tell them like twice that it was, and they were completely fine. Like they were not mad at me. I thank them a lot for that. But it's a great
How
feature
often
if
do
you
you
need
think
it
that
though.
happens?
Well, if you're awake and like not trying to do something stupid, I can't imagine it happens too often. But it's nice to have when you need it though. I'll tell you that much. If there's
Yeah,
ever a
definitely.
situation where you're like something happened, you can't do most things.
That you're
Great
like in
feature
the
to have.
back of somebody's van. I guess
Yeah,
it would low key give you away though, because it screams at you.
just
I don't
cough.
know.
I don't know. Do whatever you
I don't know
can.
if I could mask it with the cough. It's pretty loud.
It is loud. Um, yeah. I don't know what you do, but like, yeah. Do not get kidnapped. That's what you just do right
Oh yeah,
there.
that's step one.
Avoid it.
Just avoid it
Okay.
like your life depends on it.
This last topic is gonna be a little bit surprising. And before we get into that, I had to say something, Quasi. We are criticized by not too many people, by some people, saying that we focus on Apple and not other tech. Either we're a tech podcast. Yeah, I said this like at least twice for episodes. We are a tech podcast that focuses on Apple and other tech, but focuses on Apple. So that's just one thing to note. You might see a lot of things we're talking about as Apple stuff because right now there's a lot of leaks. Okay, there's gonna be times where it's gonna be not much about Apple at all, and we're gonna shift topics. I promise you. But do not get mad at us. And with tech, there is so much to talk about. If we talked about all the stuff people say talk about, this would be a 2 hour show. There's too much in a week. So we have to reduce
I feel
that
like
and
it'd be
pick,
a lot more than 2 hours.
oh, but at least, yeah, there's so much about tech. I mean, if we just followed all that stuff and talk about like Nvidia with, them being a more richer company than Apple right now and all this other
Right.
stuff, it's
The
crazy.
UK government partnered with Google Cloud this weekend. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh,
There's
I
a
did not
lot
see
going
that.
on. And then,
So like,
obviously the Galaxy Watch and stuff.
oh, absolutely. It's so like they're saying this, but also people are saying, "Oh, so what's too long of an episode? It's over an hour." Well, you can't solve that problem by doing everything tech. So
Right.
it's so hard for us to do it. So we do break it down to things that do make sense to talk about, and we try to throw at least one topic that's not about Apple. But as Apple news gets, dying down like after release in September, we're gonna bring up other things. I promise you. Okay, so just bear with us. So in any case. Quasi, do you want to start this one off? Because I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's
I'd love.
something that's it's nice.
So what was it? When did it come out? What was it?
Last
Let me do
week,
a little bit of research. Last week on July 9th, right? Samsung had their huge thing where they dropped all their new phones, right? They dropped was it the S26, the
I
S26
believe so.
Plus, and
Yep.
the S26 Ultra. Nobody cares about those phones though. We're here at Samsung for the Galaxy Fold and the Galaxy Flip. Those are the only two important phones that Samsung releases every year. I might be lying to you, but those are the ones I see the most, which is impressive because back in the day, those folding phones were not selling as much as they are now. And
Yeah, a lot more
this,
problems too.
they did have a lot more problems. Like the screen protector, you peel that and your phone's immediately cooked.
Done.
Like it
Sand
was
getting
bad.
the hinge. Lots of stuff.
So obviously it's more expensive than, the flagship phone, which is impressive. It's starting at $2,000. I don't know about you, Adam, but I do not have $2,000 to be dropping on a phone.
I don't, and you would think by with it having less material because it's a thinner phone, it might be a little
Yeah, you would
cheaper.
think.
Nope. Once again, I'll bring this up again. So before we get into the actual phone itself, what is the big surge in these companies making their devices? Apple's doing it with the iPhone Air, and then you have Samsung doing it with their folding phones. Have you heard anybody just bring up in a conversation, Quasi? My phone is just too thick. I
Well,
cannot
actually, with the folding
manage
phones,
it.
yeah, with the
It
folding phones,
wasn't
I,
too
I
thick.
heard that. No, I actually heard that quite a few times.
You did?
That
I
the fold,
shocked.
not the flip. The flip is fine. I heard a lot that the fold was too thick when it was in the when it was folded. So what
Really?
Samsung did this year
Never.
was they made it about the same size as an actual phone when it's folded.
Does that scare you a little bit?
It's not like really thin. I mean, it scares me a little bit when it's in like the tablet mode, but like also if you're buying this, I'm assuming you don't have any small children running around because you're spending $2,000 on a phone instead of
Or a
like
rock above you that could fall at any moment, whatever the case is. But I know we're kind of saying that we're not liking this phone, and that's not what I'm trying to say here. For me, I don't see the appeal of having phones really thin. I think it's going to cause more problems overall. I think that, bang gates can be a problem again with some of these things, especially with a foldable phone, because now it's even thinner. Because it's not just thinner like by one layer when you open it, it's there all the way when you close it by a lot. So it's supposed to be the same thickness as like their standard flagship phone, the S26,
yep.
when it's folded. And when it's also folded, the screen size of the fold is going to be way larger when folded. 8 inches. Sorry, 6.5 when it's folded. 8 when it's opened. I kind of like that because I heard more of that. That when it's folded, oh, the screen's more long than it is wide. It's kind of like a weird little
Yeah, it was a weird
area.
aspect ratio.
Yeah. I mean, it worked because I think it was more used for like notifications or quick things, and then your full experience is when you open it up. So I think that that was the more preferred way. But I asked somebody that has the fold now, the last generation, I said, how often, what percentage do you use your fold opened up, then closed? And actually, the answer shocked me. 60% of the time, they use it when it's not opened up all the way, and the rest is when it's opened up all the way. Kind of makes you think like they didn't really need a fold. But
No, yeah. Just get a tablet at that point. For the
yeah,
same price, you can get a
well,
decent phone and a tablet.
hold up though. They use Samsung, and their tablets are awful. Well, I guess
That's why I said
all
tablet
tablets.
instead of iPad.
iPad's the best iPad, and even they will say it's the best tablet in the entire industry. Nothing comes close to it. They are better now on the Android tablets. They're still not good though, and they're not even trying to be better than the iPad because they know they can't be. It's okay. But in any case, I'm actually kind of excited for the phone. I'm not going to get one, of course. I'm not a Samsung fan. That's just me. Each is their own. But a 200 megapixel camera, a little less so in the camera. If you don't know about this, it's not the amount of pixels that matter, it's the size of the pixels. So you could have a large quantity of pixels like this does. It could be just okay, but if you have 200 megapixel but very large pixels, that would be phenomenal. And this could be great. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good camera. What I'm saying is just know that people seem to think that the higher pixel count matters the most. It does not. So
Yeah, like there are some crappy companies. I'm not gonna say any names, but there are some crappy companies that kind of put like 400 megapixel on the back, and like you take a photo with that phone, and I don't know how to say this, but I promise you, it's like the worst quality you're ever seen in your life. Like
like getting a camera
and
from
we thought
Dollar
we moved
Tree.
past this in 2008. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's that bad.
Well, what's kind of interesting is, do you think we'll get to a state for a smartphone where it will surpass DSLR?
Yes, I do think that it's
I do
very
think so too.
possible,
I think the
especially with how
biggest,
fast we're moving. Go
oh,
ahead.
well, I think that the biggest thing that we don't see in a smartphone that we do see in DSLR is the optical zoom. So you can get like a times 30 optical zoom where you might get what times 15 or 16, maybe 20 at most on a phone. And I think that I hear some people all the time that smartphones are primarily a camera phone that is smart and they throw in everything else with it. People that love the camera more than anything else in their phone by far. I'll tell you this much, the camera app is probably used far more than the phone app is
No, definitely. I can speak from
without a shadow of
experience.
a doubt. That's probably for almost every person out there because I tell you this, people say, why don't you just text me instead of calling me? Well, At a certain point, text is not going to be worth a text. It's going to be a long conversation. I don't want to type a whole
Oh
paragraph out
yeah,
like I do, you know. So in any case, I'm just saying I'm so old school. But in any
that's when
case,
you send a voice memo.
yes, or a FaceTime one. What's it called? The
Yeah, I've been
FaceTime,
FaceTiming a lot
that
recently.
one. Yeah, same
Or
here.
like when they don't answer the call and then you just FaceTime them, you're like, wow,
Yeah,
this is how little I mean to you. Okay.
that could
I
have been
guess
a
I'll just
shower,
never
but
call again.
yeah.
That's exactly what I do, actually.
But to go on the little spec list that they have here, 16 gigs of RAM. It says new 16 gigs of RAM. That's 1.6. And up to a terabyte of storage. It needs to be two. I don't know why we only have a terabyte in today's standards. It's kind of unnecessary. But um, it's lighter than the Samsung Galaxy 25 Ultra. Wow, that's interesting because it's using, I think, titanium. I think for the chassis and the same 4,400 milliamp battery. I think everybody across the board could do better with that. I want a
The battery?
battery that lasts all day with whatever I do to it. I don't care if I'm doing anything major at all. I want a battery that lasts all day. I think batteries suck in general, and they need to do something better about it. I want it to last two
Uh,
days. It does. It just does. Like if you play a game or if you do something that's, you okay, if you take pictures, you go to the camera app. That uses significant amount of battery. Make a call on your phone or FaceTime uses an incredible amount of battery. Be on a 2 hour call and see what your battery's at before and after. At least
but no,
20%
it's
gone.
horrible.
That's what I'm saying. They need to do better at this. So like if
And
if
like that's
that's
the
the
primary
case,
function of the phone, which is that's what really kind of gets on my nerves because it should the primary function of the phone is to call people. That should
yeah.
not be what drains my battery the most.
Or the biggest thing, I was on a road trip course when I was on vacation, and even though my phone was plugged in to a 100-watt charger, which I know won't charge 100 watts, because of the GPS app, the Maps app, it could not get above like 82%.
That's
So Maps will
unfortunate.
use more energy than this 100-watt charger can charge my phone. Is that what you're saying to me? Come on. I don't get that. But in any case, when that gets optimized and our battery lasts longer, this is okay. But this is not the case right now. I don't know. I think it's across the board not good. But let's not compare just phone features. Let's get back to this Android device. It's a fold. Okay, I think we both
Right.
agree that right now a fold is not what we would get, even if it's an iPhone.
Yeah, even if
But
it's an iPhone, I wouldn't get a fold.
I do see overall the Fold is a hugely popular phone. It's used by several thousand people, and it's um it's nice to see that they made some enhancements. I like to see that they made a nicer camera. Also, it has Snapdragon 8 Elite for
I did see
optimized
that.
for Galaxy, so
It's a
that's a
great
nice
chip.
chipset. Very good chipset. It's interesting to see that chipsets for phones are getting so close to like a desktop performance than you've ever seen before in your life. That to me is great. I like that a lot. Um, Seeing this overall, if you had a full device, is appealing to you, Quasi, would you get this? If you're not
Um,
an Apple guy,
well, let's put it how you put it. You just said how the the phones are getting really close to desktop performance.
they are.
And you got to think about it. This phone comes with a lot of features. The Fold, and I think pretty much every Samsung phone has Galaxy Dex. And dude, Dex is low key awesome. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but that's like when you can plug in your phone to a monitor and then it gives the computer display.
Yes.
So like, if I was to buy a phone and it wasn't an iPhone, I think I might get like a Galaxy Z Fold. Especially like this Snapdragon 8 Elite. That's a good chip, dude. That is a
Yeah.
great chip.
I didn't watch the keynote or whatever they call their thing, and I probably should just so we can get some ideas with this. But what's nice to me is this, we get to a spot where, especially in a full situation, where do you think that there will not be a need for a desktop PC or a laptop PC environment when there's a phone?
Uh
So they
that's
replace it.
I definitely do think that that's I don't know if it's as much as the phone as it could be like with an iPad, because the iPad is moving towards that a lot more rapidly than our phones are.
Yep.
But like, I can see it happening.
So
Like, I can see laptops being phased out completely.
there's two, I would say three different things total that stop this from being the case. Gaming is one. You can't play like Call of Duty on here. Well, you can with cloud gaming, but I'm saying like you couldn't just play with the native specs this has now, that game right
Right.
now. So gaming is one. I would say advanced applications for a computer that you wouldn't see here yet. That's really the fault of the manufacturer or the software developers, really, but not there yet, right? And three, I would say overall workflow that is not as easy to do on a phone, right? Now, with you plugging into a monitor and you can use like your mouse and keyboard and stuff, that's getting there. But it's just weird that I would say in the past, people would say, oh, we're going to do, we're going to go on the computer to watch a video or to play games or to or something online or to browse the internet. And people do more than their phones now than they ever have, right?
Mm.
So I think we're getting to a different shift in time where the computer is kind of dying in a sense. Because you have a Mac, right? You have an iPad, you have
I
a
don't.
phone.
That is all true.
Do you use your Mac more than the rest of them?
No. I at the moment, I currently use my phone more than anything else, and then my
Okay.
Mac.
So in
My
those in that
iPad,
order, is number two?
no, my iPad is number three right now because the battery life with iPad OS 26 is absolutely horrendous. It just chews through my battery. I can't get more than like
Yeah.
2 hours right now.
Two
It's
hours.
really bad, dude. It's
We
really
say
bad.
so. Are you using it for to play games?
Not even. I'm just using it with 8 tabs open, trying to see how much I could do at one time. So it's
Okay.
it's 100% on me because you know me and my multitasking. But
But you're on beta 3?
I am on beta three.
Oh, it's so much better in beta 3 right now, would you say? My watch is not,
It's a
but my
bit
phone
better.
is. Yeah, I mean, beta, like when it first came out, that was almost unusable. That's how it usually is, though, right? But I will say this with Android, people ask this consistently. My biggest thing with Android is not that their hardware is not good, but it is. I like their chipsets, I like what they put in there, it's nice. It's the OS to me I don't like as much. That's just my personal preference, it's just how it is. But the hardware this thing has is pretty fantastic. I mean, you're looking at the specs of a standard laptop or desktop that is pretty nice. And in fact, I think the battery milliamp is actually larger than most laptops, which is sad to say. So this specs, if you didn't know it was a phone, could pretty much be a computer. So that's what's crazy to me that we're getting to space where that's the case. And my other question, Quasi, and I brought up this before. Let's say Apple comes out with the Fold, which are next year. Does that reduce your iPad mini usage?
If I buy the Fold, yeah. If I buy the Fold, it's going to be to replace my iPad Mini.
To replace, you will
Yeah.
get to a spot where your iPad mini is not the thing you have anymore. That
Yeah,
scares
because the
me.
Fold is going to be about the same size.
It is. Here's what I say about that. What did you say about the iPad that you do with that separates what you do with your phone?
Oh, I use my iPad primarily for gaming, while my
Exactly.
phone is mostly for communication
Okay.
and
Now
playing
you're
Let's Play
talking
on it.
about remember that separation and having one device does all that, right? Is
Right.
that going to change your workflow, how you do things?
I can't say at this moment
You
in
know,
time. It probably would, considering the fact that they're all together. Like, it's one big thing now. Go ahead.
like John Prosser states, iPad mini is the iPad of all iPads, and he uses it for entertainment. He watches YouTube on it, TikTok, so on and so on. I think it's still nice to have that separation device, right? It's kind of like this. Maybe you work from home, right? Maybe you have a computer that's your own computer and you're using that. But when you're done work from home, you go somewhere else. You separate that from your life, so it's not like you get that burnout mode, right?
Right.
Have that separation for me is something that I think is very nice to have, so you don't have that gap get closer and closer to one device, and you forget how it is to have both, right? So like this. Here's the iPad Mini, right? Great device. So if you had kids, Quasey, would you get the iPad Mini first? Let's say the kids are 13 years old. iPad Mini or Fold first?
iPad Mini. Dude, that fold's too
Exactly.
expensive for me to have around kids.
Take away the money out of the equation. Would you do a phone plus tablet in one device or just a tablet?
I'd probably just get a tablet as well. Because
Say,
that's what
same
I'd let the
here.
kids play on. Because if you have a phone that turns into a tablet, you can't use your phone while you're letting the kids use the tablet. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're letting them use your device. I'm talking about
Oh,
it's their
I definitely.
device, so what they have.
Oh, it's their device. Oh,
Yeah, you're buying them a
they're not getting a
device.
phone. They're gonna break it in
Exactly.
half. Oh my goodness,
Well, that's
it's getting
my
smashed.
point is this: you're combining two devices that separate is a better situation for most things, right? I want to give a kid this device not just because of the price, but it's everything, right? It's not
Yeah,
just something that is just for an iPad experience. Like I'm not gonna take calls unless you're on FaceTime, right? But it's just for me having that separated. So it's not, you know, someone buys a kid tablet before they buy them a phone. Most cases, right? That's changing rapidly, but it's just something that I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks too, because this is kind of removing, and is this full experience, this full idea going to kill off iPads and tablets? That's the crazy thing to think about. That's a reality that's coming soon, I think. Is although the iPad can go up to what 12.9 screen, it's a larger screen. I get that, and so that's where they're going to have that little gap, I think. But for the personal portable device, like the iPad Mini and this device, is that going to change how it's going to be in the future? Is it going to remove a product line because of what they're doing here? That's the question I want to know from you and the audience more than anything else.
I mean, that's a good question. But Adam, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Being a father of a child, what age are you like letting your child get technology and stuff? Like, when is she gonna get her first iPad?
So my wife is going to hear this, so I got to be careful how I answer this. I would say 12
Wow.
or 10 and 12 in that range.
I feel like with the way everything's going, she's gonna be behind at that point. I'm not asking for a phone. I'm just saying, like,
Okay, I guess I
her
was thinking phone in my
technological
head. I was
literacy.
thinking phone in my head when you said that instead of because I was thinking of the fold. Sorry.
Right.
If it's gonna be like a tablet, six, I
I
would
can
say
see six. I can see
six.
six.
Yeah.
That's definitely doable.
What age did you get your very first phone?
My very first phone, I was 15.
15. I was 13.
Yeah, no,
13. Yeah.
I had an iPhone SE 2020 in 2020 when I turned 15.
I was a rare
And now
kid
it's
though, Quincy.
2025 and I'm gonna be like 20 this year. Getting old.
I remember when I
I'm
was
sorry,
20.
what were you saying?
I uh, I'll never forget this. So I never like asked my parents to give me an iPhone, if you can believe that, because it wasn't kind of
Oh,
thing back then
I
anyway.
can't believe that.
Oh, I never did. Here's why I didn't. So I had like I had Nextel at the time. I had the i730 flip. I had a Razor, which is a really good phone at the time, and stuff like that. Right, that's what I had.
I know what a
But
razor is, but I don't know what that first one you said was.
it
That's
was it was a gray phone from Nextel. It was called the i730, and it was the very first phone that had push to talk. It didn't look nice. It was just a thick old phone. Talk about a thick phone. That thing was thick. You could probably throw that at a helicopter and break it. It was so thick. I mean, but it was really nice phone. I used it. You didn't have smart texting all that stuff on it like you could do, but you could do some texting on it. In any case, I set a goal when I was younger that my very first iPhone I went by myself. So I got my job, I worked, I saved up for it. I remember walking to AT&T. I hate saying that out loud, Quasey, to buy my 4S, my very first iPhone. And I remember walking out and calling my dad. And at the time, it was nights and weekends were free, and then if you called somebody, you use your minutes because you had minutes back then. And I remember using all my 200 minutes right off the bat. and I was mad at myself. Said I wait 3 more days for it to reset. But in any case, my very first iPhone by myself, outright, and it was just something that I was very proud of myself, and I loved it. And
That is
I never
awesome.
looked back, never looked back ever again. That was just so nice. But
I
for
bought my
you,
15 myself.
it's nice, isn't it? It's nice when you do that.
Yeah, it was a great feeling.
Now here's a question for you: what age for a kid to have a phone would you
Well,
do?
since I'm not planning on being a father anytime soon, unfortunately, I think my answer might change here in the future. But I think I don't want to say school age because school age is I think that's just too much exposure to a screen, you know what I mean? Like when I was in first through like fifth grade, most of the exposure I was getting to screens was in computer lab and watching TV. So I don't want to like completely turn my child's brain to mush, but like also there is a lot of learning things. And my little brother, he got his first tablet when he was I think 5, and he's not turning out too bad. I got to be honest. I was very worried when my parents were giving. I don't know if I was worried as much as I was jealous because I
Ah,
had to wait so long.
okay.
Personally, I think I'm gonna do it how my parents did for me. My child might get their first tablet when they're 12. I'll have like a family iPad because I remember my mom had the original iPad, and oh my goodness, that thing is awesome, dude. There was like this game.
Oh yeah.
It was like a Cars game. Hold on, let me. It was called Cars 2 At Mates. And I'm telling you, this was like the greatest thing ever because it came with like you would buy like the little Lightning McQueen car and not in the game, but like it's like a physical thing, and then you put that on the iPad, and then you
Oh.
could like drive it around.
Oh, I
Dude, it was
remember
so cool.
this. Yes, so like the actual screen would be like the
Hold on, I
moving
like found
world.
a video. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I remember that for up in a
this is
long
so
time.
awesome.
Yeah, share your screen for this one because this is nostalgic. Let me tell you that. Yes. Oh my gosh, I
Like
remember this thing.
this is you don't understand,
Oh,
dude.
I
This is my
remember.
favorite game.
Yes.
On the family iPad. And
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
honestly,
Oh,
so I had some great memories on the family iPad, and
oh,
I don't want to rob my children
right
of
in the
some of these great
fields.
memories.
Man,
You
that's
know what I
awesome.
mean? So like, well, I have a family iPad, but I don't think they're gonna get their own stuff because there's a lot of bad stuff online as well, and
100%.
that's kind of what I'm worried
Oh,
about.
so like you have things like Bark is one thing I've used for some of my clients where you can lock down an iPad or a phone and see what they're doing and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
think it's very important to make sure that they're safe online because there's a lot of things they can get into. Even YouTube Kids gets into a dark, weird hole sometimes, right? So it's just making
definitely.
sure that what they're watching and doing is monitored because it's not always their fault what they run into.
Right.
And the Roblox, which you know is a huge thing right now for kids, all the things that you can find out there and all of the what's the way you can put this PDF file? Let's just put it that way without saying it
Mm.
out loud. There's a lot of things like that you have to be very careful with. Once you understand the safety of things, and I'm gonna have a train with my daughter for sure about this because it's way too much exposure for certain things that I don't want her to see whatsoever. But in any case, I would say 6 years old for tablet and 12 to 13 for a phone. That's what I would say. But
Totally
we see
fair.
this changing, you know? I remember when I was in school, when the iPhone 4 came out at the time, there was a person that had that, and their younger brother also got one, and he was 10, I think at the time, 10 or 9 for a phone. So it's a little early for them too. And then, of course, it kind of blew up in town, so people always wanted to have that when they were younger, but you know how it was. You just didn't get what you wanted all the time. But any case, way off topic from the Galaxy's
Yeah,
usual
sorry, I'm
subject.
still like doing research on this game, dude.
But in any case, this device is not a bad device, so I think it's a great upgrade from what they had before. It's thinner, it's lighter. They have a really nice chipset. I think it's gonna be nice, and pair with their Ultra Galaxy Watch 2, which is someone over that we know too, Quasi. For certain person that you went on Friday to watch a movie, they have the Samsung Ultra
Did I
Watch.
tell you I saw Superman?
Oh, how was that? I'll tell you what a certain person said in response to that, and I want to know your reaction when I say this. But go ahead. How was it?
It was a good movie, but like, what did a certain person say about it?
He said this sentence: "Enough with the dog." He said it was
That
too
was
much
Mike.
dog. Yes.
He said he said the same thing. I like the dog. I don't know. I'm a big crypto fan.
It's not that the dog wasn't good. It's just I think he said it had too much screen time, and
It definitely had way too much screen time
that's what he's
for a
saying.
Superman movie.
Yeah, it was basically about the dog mostly, but he said like Superman got beat like crap up by
Oh
his
my
dog
goodness,
too
Adam!
much, and at the
Superman
end
was
there's
getting beat
watching
up the
the Earth.
entire movie. Oh my goodness!
Superman should
I,
not have been beat up like that. I didn't watch it yet, but this is just what I heard that he got beat up
dude,
way too much, and at the very end he's watching the Earth with the dog. That's just
like as a character, this Superman stood for everything Superman should stand for. He was a great Superman in terms of everything but power levels. Oh my goodness, Adam, you don't understand. The first scene of the movie, he's getting his butt whooped. Like,
but he doesn't give up. That's the thing about it, though,
I
right?
don't care. This is Superman.
Yeah. So that's just for me. Yeah.
I do have to say though, the Lex Luthor was probably the best portrayal of Lex Luthor I've ever seen in my entire life.
And Nathan
Like,
Fillion was in it too as Green Lantern, right? Wasn't it?
that's the guy from the Rookie, and
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I,
Way
the
different. The
second I saw
haircut was
the
weird.
trailer, I was like, "That's Guy Gardner." And because I'm a huge DC fan, right? I saw Mr. Terrific. I was getting giddy. I saw Guy Gardner. I couldn't hold it in anymore. You know what I mean? Like I had to let out a squeal of excitement.
Was he good at that role?
Was he good at that role?
I'm asking.
Dude,
I
he
haven't
needs
seen
his
it.
own movie.
Oh,
He
oh,
needs his
okay.
like
Okay, okay.
oh like because here's the thing. In the comics, Guy Gardner is the Green Lantern. Like if you call for a Green Lantern and they send Guy Gardner to you, really, we gonna get a good one?
He's a
And
great
he gives
actor
off that
too.
same vibe. He gives off that same vibe, like of that cocky Guy Gardner who like isn't afraid to do the dirty work, but like, oh my goodness, he just played the role so well.
Nathan
I'm
Fillion
trying
is
to
a
make this
great
into a
actor.
movie podcast every week. Like,
Hey, no, this is fine. This is completely fine. He's a great actor. Like in The Rookie, if you've never seen The Rookie, phenomenal cop show. It does not give you are not going to expect what's going to happen in that show at all,
dude, I'm telling
ever.
you, The Rookie is the best cop show out.
I
For
think
people
I
like
would agree with
Chicago
that.
PD, I think The Rookie's better.
Oh, I think The
I
Rookie
always
is
tell
so
everybody,
good. It's so good. Like they do so many different twists in it. That's just it's incredible. Um,
it's a great movie.
man. Any case, so would you say that F1 still holds movie of the year with watching Superman?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
James Gunn did. Don't get me wrong. James Gunn did an exceptional job directing that movie. He made the chunks work. I'm not gonna lie. Superman always has those kind of goofy looking trunks. I don't think they were that goofy this movie, and I think just because of how good like, if every other part of the movie was awful, the fact that Lex Luthor was such a great villain in this movie, and oh my goodness, you don't understand. He knew every weakness of Superman. Like, I don't know how to say it without like ruining the movie, but there's some fights where Superman was just getting pieced up. And
Watch it. It's on my list. I'm far behind Gracie with movies and
dude,
shows.
and I think Fantastic Four comes out next week. It's a great movie. It's a great summer for movies.
Oh, I know, I know, for sure. So
However, I don't think I'll be here when it comes out. I think I'm gonna be in California because my family's moving. So,
enjoy cheaper groceries. I tell you that much.
uh, cheaper groceries.
Oh my gosh,
Have you
yes.
heard about Air Horn or
Hairhorn. No, no, that's at all.
this place? I heard it has the most expensive groceries you'll ever buy in your life.
I have never been there before in my life.
Me neither, because it's only in California.
Oh no, I still went to California. Like an avocado was like a third of the price.
$62 whey protein for 21 ounces.
Gosh, yeah, maybe not. Just go there. Go somewhere else.
Sea moss gummies for $34. Are you seeing these prices, dude?
What is that? Sea moss gummies?
I don't know. I just know it's
Sounds like a
overpriced.
bad toothpaste, doesn't it? Oh, anyway,
Hand soap for $26.
a bar or like,
$50 chicken noodle soup
nope, not gonna do it. I'll
for
probably pass on
32
that.
ounces. Oh,
Well, I'll pass on that. Well, besides going there, I found myself spending way less on groceries in California because it's like they make things right there. Avocados are like across the border and everything else is really nice there. Any
wait, you're
case,
like not seeing anything I'm seeing right now. This is screen sharing the wrong tab.
it's
I'm
okay.
like freaking out over these prices, and you didn't see any of them.
We'll show us a couple of
Look at this
things.
chicken noodle soup for $50,
$50.
and it's only 32 ounces. That's gonna feed like two people.
Two people, maybe. A
Sea
bag?
moss
Go
gummies for
down.
30.
A bag is how much?
Dude, 52. They can they can keep their stuff. I'm not going there.
What if it's like the best
Look at
food you've
this
ever had in your life?
$26 hand soap. I don't care. Hand soap should not be $26. What's in it? Essential oils of cedarwood, lavender, or you know what? That does sound kind of expensive.
It does. It sounds really nice though. Like,
It does.
what if their food is like elite, premier, no pesticides? It's
Like
like
I
really
taste
good
it and
for you. You're
I have
like,
to go back.
okay, now I get why it's so good now,
Yeah, it's still gonna be a no from me.
or why it's so
$50
expensive.
bone broth.
My God.
This is outrageous.
We'll put this link in the
Anyhow,
description just because if you want to look at more of this, I guess, right?
yeah, no, this is
Now,
crazy.
now, if they want to sponsor us, maybe we'll say this food's
Oh
great.
yeah, hey,
It's worth every penny.
I'll switch up immediately.
In
I
any
will
case,
recommend them without a second thought.
they gotta send us some food though, so we can test it out. That's what I'm gotta say though.
Yeah, I can't recommend anything I haven't tried.
Absolutely. Okay, app of the week. What's yours this week? You weren't ready, were you?
I was a tiny bit unprepared. I'm like still choosing between two, but I think this week I'll go with the Six Flags app. I went to Six Flags on Saturday, and despite not coming home with my AirPods, I had a great time. You
You
know what I
gotta
mean?
just tell us that story. They can't skip that little part. Quasi, it's a big part of that story right there. I
Oh,
think.
so like we were driving back to my friend's house to drop him off, and what happened was I brought a tiny drawstring bag. It's actually a really nice custom drawstring bag with my number from high school football. It has 55 and then my last name on it, and then it has 55 on the other side, and then our logo from high school. That's not the point though. So it's a really nice custom one of one bag. I really need that back. Anyway, it has my wallet and my AirPods and my keys in it. So until I get that back, I am basically like I don't have any form of
You don't
identification.
have the whole. You mentioned AirPods, but not having your
I
wallet
did because
and the
that's what's being
rest of it.
offered to me. Yeah, no, I really don't.
Okay,
I still have my passport, so it's not like I'm not gonna be able to go home next weekend.
seems like your Apple
Like,
Watch is more important than that.
oh, I didn't wear my Apple Watch.
I don't get why you wouldn't put like if I leave the house without my Apple Watch, I almost
Here's the
cringe.
thing.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I was so scared that I was gonna lose my Apple Watch on a ride that it was like gonna fly off because I have a magnetic band that like
Oh, yeah,
it can
that
come off pretty
hyper
easily.
hyper expensive band from Apple. That's like a
And
$150 band.
let me tell you what the thing was. The first ride we got on was the carousel because that's what I wanted to do. And then my friend Justin, he was like, let's go on the Raging Bull. It's a pretty tame ride. And here's the thing.
Raging Bull
I
team.
I hate heights, right? Not a big fan of big drops or anything, right? So they're distracting me the whole time. We're in line, we're playing heads up, right? We get to the actual roller coaster. I'm like, wait a minute. This thing goes kind of high, right?
Kind of. Taller than
And
both of us
now,
combined.
oh, yeah, it's an understatement. But anyway, what had happened was, um, I went with two linemen, and that's just two linemen versus one lineman. I'm gonna get picked up and brought into the thing regardless every time, right? So there's just no point in fighting it. Let's just say I didn't have the most enjoyable time on that roller coaster. However, that has nothing to do with the app. The app helped me like it was very useful when I was looking at what rides I wanted to do by myself. Because I was gonna go do all the team rides while they did the Wrath of Rakasha. or rack. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's just something I was never gonna get on in my entire life.
Me either.
That roller coaster, it goes up and then it just holds you there. Well, it leaves you dangling for a good 5 seconds, and then it just drops you. And the drop isn't even just straight down. The drop is down and then it goes in a little bit. Not a thing for me. It's just not gonna happen. However, what was I what was I trying to say here? Oh, wait times. The app showed wait times, and you could
Oh,
also buy a one-shot flash pass and all that. And then it was also really cool. Once you get into the park, there's a maps feature, and it like shows you around the park. So that was really cool. It
that's
like
nice.
actually like from where you are, it'll take you
From where you
to where you're
are.
trying to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
so that was
nice.
pretty cool.
Great. Mine is
What's your app?
Canva. Canva is mine this week. I I always kind of dissed Canva for the longest time when it first came out because I'm like, oh come on, we have Photoshop, we have this, right? And now I'm paying for it, by the way, the podcast, and I use it for a lot of different things. And it's just simple, easy to use. They have a lot of different templates you can base off from, and they've really upgraded from a long way ago when they were kind of okay at best. And I gotta say, it's cheaper than having Photoshop. Let me tell you that much, and then Illustrator and all this other stuff because that costs a ridiculous amount of money. So Canva is my app of the week. It is a great app to design different things. You have templates to base off like Quasi used that for a poster he did recently,
I
and
did. Did you see how many times
yeah,
I
like
restarted?
14 of them. It's okay
It was
though. They
like
don't
more than
cost
one
extra.
sandwich. It was so like my dad was not satisfied with anything, and I just had to keep restarting.
But anyway, Kayla's really nice. I've been using it a lot lately, and using your phone even, and which is why it's app of the week. And check it out. There's a free version of it as well. You don't have to be paid for it to get all the features. That's kind of nice a lot too. So check it out. It's Canva, and it's pretty nice. It's mine.
Well, I think that pretty much brings this episode to a close.
Yes,
Only 10 minutes over what we were 14 minutes over what we
it's
were trying
okay.
to go to.
Yeah,
I'm not
I.
complaining though because a lot of that was movie talk,
It
and
was
we're
good
just gonna explain that with a
discussions.
different part of the podcast.
It was a good
You
discussion,
know,
to say the least.
I
And
honestly think that last 30 minutes was the best part.
I,
If you didn't make it to the last 30 minutes, you kind of missed out this week. Like I don't know what to tell you.
I think so too. And if you like what we did, tell us in the comments. Please just engage with us a little bit. Please, we want to hear your feedback. That's all we're asking
Or
for,
don't.
please.
It's just gonna make me cry myself to sleep every night. And
Yeah,
I mean, if you're okay with having me cry myself to sleep every night, then don't comment and don't like the video and don't subscribe. It's up to you.
it's also an option. I
I
guess,
do
right?
see how many views we get, and when the views don't correspond to people liking and subscribing, I like genuinely cry myself to sleep. Like I'm not joking. My
Speaking of
roommates will tell
views,
you.
the views we had broke over 1,000 views in 24 hours. We are back at number two in the listings for the tech news for Apple Podcast. Spotify, it's hard to tell. They don't really give you good stats at all to tell you what you're at all. So I'm sure we're doing good there though as well. But over 1,000 views per episode is fantastic, and I'm excited to see that. Now, Quasi, next goal is 5,000 per episode. That's
That's
what I
it.
want to do. Yeah, five. Oh, that's just my next goal. I want to get to
Oh,
200,000 per episode at least. That's just my goal.
did you know that with my Spotify student subscription, I get access to Hulu, and I just like have not used that at all.
I wouldn't either because it sucks.
I don't think it sucks. It's just I have different ways of watching things, if that makes sense.
I can't imagine where you get that from, but
Yeah, no, it'd be weird. It just kind of appears.
yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks everybody for your time. Please like and subscribe. We're on YouTube as well. Don't forget that. And
guys, I
most
actually
things.
respond to people in the Discord. Like I only log on to Discord to respond to you guys. Like
Me
the
too.
guy who was in the who like texted, "Can you guys talk about Nvidia?" And I just straight up told him no. Guys, I respond. Of course, I was kind of trolling that guy. Adam came in with an actual answer, but that's how you can talk to me because I'm like never on my phone. Like if you text my number, you have a 1 in 8 chance of getting a response that day. As
I can verify that for sure.
it's not even like I'm not trying to.
He's a busy guy. I'll give Quasi that. He you have no idea. Like I know he does this podcast, he edits it and everything, and that is an immense amount of time, and I get that. I did it myself; it took me far too long, and I'm not saying I can't do it, but he's a lot better than I am right now. Let me tell you that. So appreciate that. Okay, thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next week, and just stay safe out there. Take it easy.
Yep. Have a great week, guys.